One thing that really did speak to me about this poem was just a reminder for us, mankind, to stay humble. That even with, as far as we've progressed and with all the technology and all the advancements and myriad of fields that we've made, that nature is still something that we have not mastered and probably will never completely master. And I just find that so incredibly awe-inspiring and humbling at the same time. And it makes me appreciate nature that much more. This is an Apostrophe to the Ocean by George Gordon Byron. There is a pleasure in the pathless woods. There is a rapture on the lonely shore. There is society where none intrudes, by the deep sea and music in its roar. I love not man the less, but nature more. From these are interviews, in which I steal from all I may be or have been before, to mingle with the universe, and feel what I can ne'er express, yet cannot all conceal. I don't know, this one has always really just pulled at my heartstrings, or even just spoken directly to my heart. The first time I really remember reading this poem was in my first year of nursing school. I was really stressed out and had been spending more time in nature than usual because it was just even more solace and even more rejuvenation was being found there for me. And I think it was my birthday, and one of my friends sent me this poem. And they said they thought I would like it, and I loved it. It just spoke directly to my heart. And sometimes you read something and it's almost as if it was an unspoken part of you, and that's why it speaks to you so much. It's like it was, I don't know, already coursing through your blood or something, and it resonates so much, and that's what this poem did. I really loved how he talked about he loves not man the less, but nature more. So it's not so much that he chooses nature over society. He still appreciates society, but nature gives him even something more than society can. And at that point in my life, that really spoke to me, and it still does. Roll on, thou deep and dark blue ocean, roll. 10,000 fleets sweep over thee in vain. Man marks the earth with ruin. His control stops with the shore. Upon the watery plain, the wrecks are all thy deed, nor doth remain a shadow of man's ravage, save his own, when for a moment, like a drop of rain, he sinks into thy depths with bubbling groan, without a grave, unknelled, uncoffined, and unknown. My name's Mary Kate Hewling, and I grew up in Pine Mountain, Georgia. Currently live working as a nurse in Atlanta, Georgia. And one of the most memorable things about living in Pine Mountain, for my adolescence at least, was that we spent a lot of time hiking around Roosevelt State Park and then up towards the beginning of the Appalachian Trail. So now living in Atlanta, I have access to a lot of really, really wonderful hiking trails, some of the best that I think the region has to offer, within just a few hours drive. And so when I'm not working, I spend a lot of that extra time in nature, hiking, exploring new trails, either by myself or with friends. And it remains to be one of my favorite things. I find grounding in nature. I find centering in nature. I find peace and happiness in ways that few other things can offer. Working as a nurse, I obviously interact with people a lot, and I like being social. I have family and friends who I love, and they make me a better person. Being social, I think, makes us all better people. And yet at the same time, I think taking time to just be in nature, to be quiet, to listen, to observe, and to open ourselves up to what nature has to offer. It's the part where he talks about at the very end, almost in a sense being raised by the ocean, and that too spoke to me, or speaks to me, because even as a kid, I would find my reprieve in nature, and would go to nature in moments of happiness or moments of sadness or of anger, and nature would soothe me, nature would speak to me, and to this day that remains the same. And I have loved thee, ocean, and my joy of youthful sports was on thy breast, to be borne like thy bubbles onward. From a boy I wantoned with thy breakers, they to me were a delight, and if the freshening sea made them a terror, 'twas a pleasing fear, for I was as it were a child of thee, and I trusted thy billows far and near, and laid my hand upon thy mane, as I do here.